On Global TV News Express, Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike hails peaceful polls. In business, Director General Pension Commission identifies pension opportunities in informal sector. On the foreign scene, Mexican president urges calm after death of cartel leader El Mencho sparks violence. In sports, Lagos talents make waves at Dolphin Swimming League. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Aniete Patrick. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has commended residents for ensuring the successful conduct of the just concluded FCT Area Council election. The minister gave the commendation while addressing journalists at the end of the exercise. Kabir Hassan tells us more.
According to the minister, the orderly conduct of voters and the absence of violence reflect residents' commitment to democracy and good governance. He noted that the process demonstrated the growing confidence of citizens in the democratic system.
The peaceful conduct of the election is a testament to the commitment of the people of Federal Capital Territory to democracy and good governance.
The minister further stated the outcome of the election represents the will of the people and a vote of confidence in the leadership of the territory. He urged residents to remain supportive as the administration continues its development agenda.
This election is a reflection of the president's vision and leadership, and a testimony that the New Hope agenda has brought optimism and confidence to the people of the FCT. As an administration, we pledge to continue to deliver the dividends of democracy to FCT residents in accordance with the New Hope agenda of Mr. President.
The minister also commended the Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies for ensuring smooth and heat-free exercise across the Federal Capital Territory. Residents described the election as generally peaceful and well coordinated. Kabir Hassan reporting for Global TV News.
The People's Democratic Party has inaugurated a special legal team to challenge the results of Saturday's election held across the area councils of the Federal Capital Territory. As declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission, candidates of the All Progressive Congress won 5 of the 6 chairmanship seats in the council elections. The APC won the Abuja Municipal Area Council, Abaji, Bwari, Kwali, and Kuje, while the PDP secured the chairmanship seat in Gwagwalada. Meanwhile, low voter turnout has again raised concerns over Nigeria's electoral credibility. Observers report thin crowds at polling units in the FCT, Kano, and Rivers during the just concluded elections, a trend experts link to declining confidence in politicians and the voting process. Global Television correspondent Zarau Nasir spoke to some citizens on factors responsible for the voter apathy.
In the recent elections, many eligible voters stayed home, while some youths used the election day playing football or engaged in other activities. Citizens say repeated unfulfilled promises by politicians have left them frustrated and disillusioned, indicating that voting has little impact on their lives.
The political apathy was just as a result of the preconceived notion of people that the election is decided. Why do they need to go and vote? And it's just lack of confidence in the political situation of the country.
Observe the elections, you know. Yes, the issue of the Nigerians have lost confidence, they have. But there's one thing I know, the party agents, a lot of the party agents I talked to, they actually say that people in FCT do not take the area council election serious. That's one thing, that they usually do not take it serious like the presidential election. And there's also one thing I noticed in the area council election in FCT, there was not as much awareness. A lot of people didn't even know, you understand, what kind of election is going on, even who are the aspirants. They don't know anything because there was not as much jingles.
Analysts say Unless confidence in the electoral process is restored, political apathy may continue to keep millions away from the ballot boxes.
By the time they are being elected, you will never see them in their constituency again. You will not see them. So it's part of people are fed up. That's why many of them did not go to vote again.
The voter apathy, what lead to why people refuse to come out to vote on the election? One, people were not so much impressed by the present government. The hardship is that insecurity all over the place, and most voters feel when they come out to vote, most time their vote is not well counted.
As the nation looks toward 2027, the challenge remains how to rebuild trust and encourage Nigerians to take their civic responsibility seriously. Zahra Unasr, reporting for Global TV.
Grassroots politics takes center stage in Benue State as the All Progressives Congress begins a crucial phase of its internal democratic process. Party leaders say the world congresses are not only shaping leadership at the local level, but also reinforcing unity and stability within the party. Felicity Ndere is with the rest of the story.
The State Executive Committee monitored the process from Makurdi to Taka and Boko as officials confirmed that the congresses have been peaceful and petition-free. The chairman described the exercise as a key opportunity to strengthen grassroots leadership and the party's foundation. The Benue State APC chairman, Benjamin Omale, expressed satisfaction with the level of participation, noting that active engagement by members would keep the party vibrant, democratic, and truly representative.
You can see that the democratic electoral process is going on, and that's to tell you that everything is ordered, free and fair. And this to assure you that the Benue State are ready and in order, and we are proud of what we have seen here.
Delegates described their participation as more than a political obligation, calling it a sacred responsibility essential to the party's continued unity and success. They also dismissed claims of internal division, maintaining that there are presently no rival aspirants within the party. In Makurdi, Felicity Ndere reporting for Global Television News.
In a separate development, the All Progressive Congress APC in Benue State is facing one of its deepest internal crises following the conclusion of parallel ward congresses organized by factions loyal to Governor Hyacinthe Alia and the Secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume. The exercises conducted across the state's 23 local government areas produced separate sets of ward executives, cementing a divide that threatens the party's cohesion ahead of the 2027 elections. The SGF-aligned camp led by Comrade Austin Agada announced that existing ward executives were reaffirmed for another 4-year term. The All Progressives Congress in Imo State has successfully concluded its ward and local government area congresses across the 3 senatorial districts of the state. Our correspondent Amarachi Ibe, who was on the monitoring team, visited several councillors, including Oguta, Owerri, North and Oru East, where most positions reportedly emerged through consensus, while voting held peacefully in others. Party officials say the exercise recorded no incidents, reflecting unity within the party ahead of 2027. Chairman of the Ward and Local Government Congress Committee in the state, Godwin Anaworo, speaks on the outcome.
Yes, the SGA Congress in Imo State have gone very smoothly. It has been peaceful, it has been hitch-free and credible, strictly in line with the constitution of our party as well as the guidelines. You know, the APC family in Imo State is very united, and in almost all the places we have had reports from, we have had consensus candidates.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has inspected ongoing drainage, seaway and access road works across the World Trade Center, Abuja, and the Abuja Metro Rail Corridor. This is part of efforts to tackle flooding and traffic congestion in one of the capital's most strategic districts. The inspection focused on infrastructure serving Abuja's main government and commercial hub, an area that hosts federal offices, corporate headquarters, and diplomatic missions, and which experiences heavy daily movements of workers, residents, and visitors. Persistent flooding during the rainy season and traffic bottlenecks along key access roads have, in recent years, disrupted movements and businesses' activities. Lagos State chapter of the Joint Health Sector Unions, JHOSU, has suspended its strike following the intervention of the Lagos State House of Assembly. The decision was announced at the weekend in a statement signed by the union's Lagos State Secretary, Kabiru Bolahon, who said the suspension followed extensive consultations with relevant stakeholders and labor bodies. According to the statement, the leadership of JHOSU reached the decision after engagements involving the Nigerian Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress, and the Joint Negotiating Council and other professional groups, alongside what the union described as the timely and decisive intervention of the state legislature. Yobe State Governor Mai Mala Buni has approved the review of the official working hours in the public service for the holy month of Ramadan. This is contained in a statement issued by Deputy Director Information Office of the Head of Service, Alhassan Sule Mahmudu. The statement stated that from Mondays to Thursdays, the official working hours starts from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., while on Fridays, it's 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. These adjustments covers the month of Ramadan fasting only, and normal working hours commence immediately after the month of Ramadan. Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission has issued a safety advisory warning residents to maintain a safe distance from live electrical wires and to avoid touching anyone in contact with electricity. In a public statement on its X handle on Monday, the body emphasized that electricity is extremely dangerous and that attempting to rescue someone without proper precautions could result in additional injuries or fatalities. The Commission urged residents to act responsibly and allow only trained personnel to handle electrical emergencies, noting that following these steps could save lives and prevent further accidents. The advisory is part of the Commission's ongoing effort to educate communities about electrical safety and reduce accidents caused by fallen power lines or other electrical hazards. Residents are encouraged to share this message to help protect their families and neighbors. You're watching the live broadcast of News Express. News Express continues after this weather forecast plus business, foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Hello and welcome. Over the next 24 hours, visibility is expected to gradually improve across most parts of the country. However, slight dust haze will persist over much of the northern and central region. In Borno and Yobe states, moderate dust haze may reduce horizontal visibility to between 2 and 5 kilometers. Residents in these areas are advised to take necessary precautions. Meanwhile, moisture continues to dominate the southern region of the country, supporting partly cloudy skies. Inland cities may experience slight haziness along the coast, including parts of Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, some parts of Edo Delta, Ondo, Ogun, Lagos State. There is a good chance of isolated thunderstorms. Coastal residents should stay alert for rain showers and possible lightning. And that's your weather outlook for Monday. Stay informed and stay safe. I am Joyce Ogunleye, and I'll see you again.
It's good to have you back on News Express. In business, Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria has renewed its call for the federal government to divest majority shares in the nation's state-owned refineries. urging authorities to adopt the Nigeria LNG model by selling at least 51% equity to core investors. Under this arrangement, the government would retain a minority stake while selling a majority shareholding to core investors. The national president of Pengasyn and the Trade Union Congress, Festus Osifo, made the recommendation while speaking with journalists in Abuja. Director General of the National Pension Commission, Omolola Oluwalaron, has identified Nigeria's informal sector as a major opportunity for pension expansion and domestic capital mobilization, noting that millions of workers remain excluded from retirement savings despite their economic relevance. The DG stated that pension reform over the past 2 decades has delivered measurable gains but has largely benefited formal sector workers, leaving a significant coverage gap across Nigerian labor markets. The Commission expects the initiative to drive deeper pension penetration across underserved segments while transforming informal earnings into structured long-term savings capable of supporting national investment priorities. On the foreign scene, no fewer than 19 additional Nigerians have been named on the United States government's worst of the worst criminal list and are scheduled for deportation. Information from the website of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security on Sunday showed that the latest update has increased the total number of Nigerians slated for deportation to 113. The newly listed individuals were convicted of offenses ranging from sexual assault of a minor, fraud, assault, drug trafficking, and money laundering, among others. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum calls for calm and unity after federal forces reportedly killed cartel leader Nemesio Osegura, popularly known as El Macho. These operation, authorities say, has triggered roadblocks, fire disruptions, and scattered violence across parts of Mexico. In a late Sunday night statement addressing the developing security situation, Sheinbaum emphasized coordination among security agencies and urged the public to remain informed. Somaliland says it is ready to grant the United States access to its mineral resources and military bases as it intensifies its push for international recognition. Mukhtar Qasim has the details.
The breakaway region, which declared autonomy from Somaliland in 1991, has been seeking broader diplomatic recognition following Israel's decision in December to acknowledge its independence. Somaliland officials say the territory holds deposits of lithium, coltan, and other strategic minerals, and argue that closer ties with Washington could strengthen regional security in the Gulf of Aden.
Friends, if it's Israel or the United States, explore the potential of minerals that we have, particularly the rare earth and the strategic minerals, in which we know are becoming very important for the United States. And as the President said, we are willing to give exclusive also to the United States.
The minister also suggested that Somaliland is prepared to deepen similar strategic partnership beyond Washington as it seeks formal recognition.
Basically, Israel has recognized Somaliland, and two countries which recognize each other have the potential to agree on a number of strategic issues. But this recognition and relationship between Somaliland and Israel is not shaped by military or security. It's shaped by the fact that Israel has recognized an existing state.
Somali's federal government has rejected Somaliland's independent claim, while the African Union and several Arab states have reaffirmed support for Mogadishu, leaving the region's diplomatic future uncertain. Mukhtar Qasim, reporting for Global Television News.
And in sports, Paris FC forward Moses Simon is set to reunite with his former coach at Nantes, Antonio Cambori, who is primed to replace Stephen Gilly at the capital. Paris FC drew with Toulouse FC, leaving them winless since January 18th. Since then, they have only lost once in Ligue 1, with 4 draws in that period, including one against Olympique de Marseille. With fears of relegation persisting, the newly promoted side have opted for a managerial change. The Olympic swimming pool at the Mobolaji Johnson Sports Complex, Ruwais Park, came alive over the weekend as the Lagos State Sports Commission staged the long-course edition of the Dolphin Swimming League, featuring schools and clubs across the state. The event drew World School Games Championships, National Youth Games medalists, promising young talents, coaches, and an enthusiastic crowd of parents and supporters, underscoring the Commission's deliberate focus on age-grade athletes' development. Spread across 3 competitive seasons, the program featured freestyle, breaststroke, backstroke, butterfly, and individual medley races. These dances range from explosive 50-meter sprints for younger swimmers to endurance testing 200 meters events for older categories. As Global TV News Express comes to an end, here's a recap of our top stories. On Global TV News Express, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has commended residents for ensuring the successful conduct of the just concluded FCT Area Council election. In business, Director General of the National Pension Commission, Omolola Oloworarong, has identified Nigeria's informal sector as a major opportunity for pension expansion and domestic capital mobilization, noting that millions of workers remain excluded from retirement savings despite their economic relevance. And on the foreign scene, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum called for calm and unity Sunday after federal forces reportedly killed cartel leader Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, popularly known as El Macho. In sports, the Olympic side swimming pool at the Mobolaji Johnson Sports Complex, Ruwais Park, came alive over the weekend as the Lagos State Sports Commission staged the long-course edition of the Dolphin Swimming League, featuring schools and clubs across the state. And that's it on News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Annie T. Patrick. Thank you for watching.